This has been a historically challenging issue for the United States since the Tuskegee syphilis study and the historical aspects of how difficult it has been with building trust and maintaining it with underrepresented minorities. Not just from a race and ethnicity point of view, which gets a lion's share of attention, but also from a gender, age, as majority of the clinical trial and research participants tend to be adult, male, affluent socioeconomic backgrounds, usually Caucasian, and so on. And so it's been a challenge to ensure more equitable and accessible, even though the intent has been there, there are practical barriers to overcome. One of the challenges also is that there is no proper metrics to track these things, as there can't be a one-size-fit-all expectation on what equitable means in the case of clinical trials or research and rare diseases, because diseases have varying levels of prevalence. Some diseases may disproportionately affect Asians or African American or Caucasian, and so we can't say everyone should be equally represented in everything, and so that's not the definition of equitable. It just has to be proportional based on the actual disease, what we understand from an epidemiology point of view, from a physiology and the heterogeneity, because the same disease may manifest very differently in different individuals depending on who they are, and also their geographic location is a big barrier. If they are not close to Boston or Houston or Bay Area, they have a difficult problem to travel on a small plane, in a domestic plane, or if they are wheelchair bound and whatnot, there are practical challenges there. It's one of those rare hematological conditions or blood disorder, which is quite prevalent in the Middle East and Asia. And in the context of our own organization, Indo-US Organization for Rare Disease, we have seen that hemophilia has been managed quite well in India, even though it's such a massive country with huge population and densely populated. There is a large number of patients suffering from hemophilia, and they have managed it at various states and union territories across India with infusion centers and issuing an emergency identification card for these persons affected by hemophilia to carry with them at all times. So when they are caught in a accident or some bleeding situation, they the people attending to them know exactly what to do with them if they have a prominent card with them. And that has been a huge successful program running across the country in India, which I have seen to work really well. And in fact, I have firsthand spoken with several persons affected by this disease themselves. And one area where hemophilia is a genetic disease, and there is opportunity to cure that disease with gene therapy. And that's an area where India is focusing on at the moment, and there are many biopharmaceutical companies in the United States also targeting hemophilia as a target, very high impact opportunity to help millions of people affected by this severe disease globally. And so that's an area for cross-border collaborations, right? And can you enroll enough number of persons with hemophilia in the US alone, or do we need to go global? Because if there are 10 companies in a race to develop a gene therapy for hemophilia, we want to give them all their due chance or opportunity to perform that. And if they can't find all the patients that needed in one country, they have to go multiple countries, and that's where we are focusing on emphasizing the need to think global, act local, in the sense. So it's very important to understand the nuances, and there is expertise and resources available in India as an example, but many other countries. If we can bring them up to speed on qualifying the investigational sites to meet the FDA's expectations, then we have a huge opportunity to speed up these drug development programs, which seem to have patient recruitment as the biggest barrier. And that seems like the solution is right in front of them, but we can't just execute it.